I'd like to welcome everybody to the Week 4 HRO Sports Betting Podcast. Once again, coming off another successful week for us, and moving on to Week 4 with a documented 12-2 in units, and we're going to try and move forward with that and keep those tickets cashing at the windows. On our next game, we've got Florida at Tennessee. Tennessee is minus 10.5 with the over/under at 62.5. Most of the times they call me Rock Chalk Jayhawk. I take the chalk on this, but in this one, I'm taking the points. It goes back to, I think Tennessee is still a little overrated by everybody involved. For me, I've still got them downgraded. I still think this is a game for who finishes third in the SEC East. I have Kentucky ahead of both of these teams. Obviously, Kentucky just beating Florida. I think Florida's stinging from that one. I think they've got some motivation. They're going to Tennessee. It's been, I think, every game in the SEC is a rivalry. But this is a game in which, I just like Florida getting 10.5. I mean, I don't know that, except for, not too many people are going to end up beating Florida by more than 10.5 points. So that being said, I'm leaning Florida and the points. T, what do you got on this one?
I would tend to agree. I know that just from talking with other sharp bettors, a lot of people are on Florida plus the points here. Last week, Florida was in a sandwich spot coming off of the big game against Kentucky.
Yeah.
Then they played South Florida, where they scored with 5 minutes left to go to win. Probably should have lost that football game. And now they got to play Tennessee, who I think is one of the best teams, if probably maybe the third best team in the SEC. I made this game more than what the spread is, so personally, I don't have a play here. For me, Florida, Richardson has to be better through the air. I've talked about this in a couple videos in the past.
Yeah.
He is extremely dangerous running the football, but it's tough to win these big games when your quarterback is completely one-dimensional like that, and especially against a Tennessee team that's going to put points on the board because they do have a really high-powered offense. Richardson, he's been turning the ball over a little bit, not putting up a ton of yards through the air. And even back to their big win week 1 in the swamp against Utah, it was a lot of what Richardson did. He was good through the air, but the highlight plays were all on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
The 2-point conversion and stuff like that. Tennessee is averaging over 5 yards a carry. And really, they've just been beating people how they should beat them.
Yeah.
They haven't really been tested to this point. Hooker's been good at quarterback.
Yeah.
This will be the first test in my eyes for Tennessee.
Yeah, I agree.
They did play, was it Pitt? I think they beat Pittsburgh in overtime on the road, which is
a
good
game.
win.
Yeah.
But
it's not the SEC. It's not the intensity of the SEC, and part of that for me was it was an OT victory if memory serves me correctly.
They beat them like 34-27.
For Tennessee. So with that, like I said, I'm leaning Florida. T's got no play on this one, but it'll be a good game, and
you're in an overreaction spot with Florida coming off of the loss, and that's one of the big things to look at week in and week out is which teams the public and the books are overreacting on.
Yeah.
And Florida, as a one handicapper at the game, literally talking about I can't wait to bet Florida next week just because of what they were watching.
Yeah.
So.
All right.